whatsoever, except for the other books he wrote. So all his sources from his other books. So it's a circular reasoning. So nah, probably wouldn't buy it. Although I really like the theories in this book, there's just not enough evidence to support his claims. So um, again, these books are not terrible. All the books that are not by, but I just don't think they're either too controversial or the language is too complicated, or there's not enough for a general person to really grasp compared to these ones. These ones are fantastic. They're so easy to understand. They're so relevant to today's understanding of how the world works that I honestly would recommend all these. Not these ones, if you wanted to go in more detail, like these ones, you want to go in more detail of other viewpoints, yes. You obviously should get them probably, but they're just either too complicated for the average person or just like if you're not interested in these subjects, this is just going to give you instant interest in the subject because the language is so simple. The explanation is so simple. I did rate these books higher, obviously, because again, I have a hard time reading very complicated books like The Road to Serfdom. I agree with the entire message of The Road to Serfdom, but I think that the book is so hard to read for the average person that he gets his message kind of off, despite his, you know, overbearing. I really like the message. It's this. I think he uses 8 chapters of unnecessary, little bit more fluff to explain something that can only really be explained in 2 chapters. You don't really need 8 chapters to explain it. But he's using a lot of metaphors. If you like poetry, this book's fantastic quote, but it's just like, I don't know if I really like poetry enough to justify having a simple message like that. But The Road to Serfdom, I mean, it's a good title for this book, but it's just it's just too much fluff, and I just don't think the average person. I think there should be like a condensed version, the definite edition. There's 65 pages of introduction from multiple people because he's been dead for so long. But fantastic book. It's just I feel like he and it's written for a public. It's not written for an American audience, despite being published by the Chicago School of Economics. It's just there's a lot of sources in here. I really love that. He's actually referencing professors and he gets all his sources in the back of the book. Whoever published this book did a fantastic job listing out everything in very detail oriented ways, but I feel like this book is so explainable or like so complicated with the words. I mean, you would have to look up the definition for each word in the sentence. It's just like, I just you kind of get most people would probably be able to understand if they're really good in English. They'll be able to like, okay, this is what he's trying to get at. So yeah. Oh, I have one more book up here. I forgot about. I wouldn't recommend Etsy getting this, but I do think the maps in here are beautiful. I'm gonna give that a 7 out of 10. I think the maps are beautiful. I wanted to learn more about the HRE, but the HRE is not in this book. I was actually very disappointed. I bought the book thinking I was gonna get beautiful pictures of the HRE, and instead I got one picture of HRE that wasn't really explainable. So in that regard, I was kind of disappointed. So I probably will get another book that has pictures of the HRE because I really would love to learn about the HRE. But yeah, these are anyway. I wouldn't blame anyone. This book is just another level. I disagree with the entire theory. His theory makes absolutely no sense. The general theory of employment, money, and interest is just not a very good theory. I'm sorry. I actually have a whole rant on this book on on my YouTube channel, and it is just not very. It's not a very good theory. I'm sorry. I talk about how California has took this theory at heart and how it's completely transformed California into the mess it is today. And so, in that regard, that's why I just don't like this book. I think it's hurt more people than it's helped. So, but that's every book right now that I nearly every book I have. I have 2 more books I will probably put in this pile here that I would recommend or just think about checking out. But these books are sorted. They have sources in them. They're very good explainables. These books, some of them don't have sources like the menu. This one's just fiction, and then these guys, whatever. But anyway, you are someone and I'm someone else. Talking about ranking different books based on their historical value or their talking about economics, different things like that. I honestly think that you are someone, I'm someone else, and I just wanted to learn. And I feel like if you want to learn, you buy this stack of books. If you don't, if you want to learn like more in detail, you can buy these stack of books. It's a little bit not a stack, but it's a random mess of books. Anyway, you're someone, I'm someone else. I'm signing out now. Goodbye.